Okay, welcome to 2-2 Work Together. We are going to do some journalizing and posting of cash receipts today. So you can see that our cash receipts journal starts to get quite large actually compared to before, simply because we have departmental data now for sales credit and sales discount, so it gets a little bit on the long side. So remember that we have to open our window to view our instructions. And it says that Columbus Hardware has two departments, hardware and lumber, and the company offers credit terms of 210 and 30. We're going to use page 5 of our cash receipts and a partial accounts receivable and general ledgers. So our first thing is that we're going to journalize the following transactions completed during March of the current year. We're going to post the items that are to be posted individually. The sales tax rate is 7.5%. Assume sales tax was paid on all cash and credit card sales. Our source documents are abbreviated as credit memorandum, receipt, sales invoice, and terminal summary. So our first one says that we received cash on account from Andrews Homes for lumber purchased on sales invoice 426 for $12,458.95 less the 2% discount, receipt number 445. So we come on over here and we put, March 3rd in. And our account title, of course, is for Andrews Homes. And our document number was R445. So nothing's going to go in the general debit, general credit. However, we do need to account for the fact that his accounts receivable has gone down. So when we look at that, his accounts receivable is going to go down for the full $12,458.95 because that's the amount that he owes us. So we're going to plug that into our accounts receivable credit. And then he's taking advantage, I guess I'm assuming it's Andrew because it says Andrew, but the company, is taking advantage of the 2% discount. Remember, this was on lumber. So we have to put the sales discount underneath the lumber section. So then we take $12,458.95 times our 2%, and we get $249.18 when you round. So the amount of total cash we receive is the accounts receivable credit minus our sales discount for lumber. So that becomes a total of $12,209.77. Okie dokie. Excellent. Our next transaction is March 4th. It says we recorded cash and credit card sales for the week of hardware of $3,194, lumber of $8,418.69, plus sales tax. So what we do here is we come on down and we put the 4th. We will need to put a check mark, which this is the first time we've done that. Notice that it says we're going to type a V to indicate a check mark in the account title. So just a normal V, which kind of is like a check mark, but kind of not. We'll just have to deal with it. TS12 is our document number. And then we come on over here and we're going to put our amounts in for our sales credit for hardware and lumber. Again, they specified that in the instructions. Hardware was this 3,000-ish and lumber was 8,000-ish. So we're going to plug in our hardware amount, which is $3,194.18, and our lumber, which was $8,418.69. Now, what we need to do in order to figure out our sales tax is we're going to need to take add both of those numbers together. So we take 3,194.18 plus 8,418.69, and then we get a total, hopefully on your calculators, of $11,612.87. Remember that sales tax is 7.5%. So we're going to take that number times 0.075, and we get a total of $870.97 when we round. So we're going to plug $870.97 in there. And now the total of all three of those added together is the total amount of cash that we received. So the total sales for hardware, total for lumber, plus sales tax equals $12,483.84. Next up is our March 7th transaction, which says we received a check from Estate Housing for lumber for $9,248 less we did a credit memorandum of $833.02. less a discount. So we've got lots of things happening here. So let's come on down and put our date, and we'll put our account title, which is for estate housing. And our receipt is 446. So first things first, let's make sure we get all of our numbers in the right spot here. So let's pull this right back up here, and it says that they owed us a total of $9,248.17. So let's plug that into our calculator. And then we need to subtract out the amount of merchandise that they returned, which was $833.02, which means that they owe us a total of $8,415.15. So after they return their merchandise, that's how much their account said that they owed us. But remember that they're also taking advantage of a discount. So if we look, our discount, this was for lumber, so it's going to go in our lumber section of our discount, which is over here. And we take that $8,415.15 and take that times 0.02, and their discount was $168.30. So then the difference between these two numbers is the amount of cash that we actually received, which when we do that calculation ends up at $8,246.85. I'm just going to check my time real quick here. Oh, we're good. All right. Next up is on the 18th, we received a check from Lyle Construction for hardware, less a credit memorandum and our discount. So let's plug this in over here. We've got the 18th and Lyle Construction are 447, excuse me. So once again, just like we did before, we need to calculate what their total is that they owe us for accounts receivable. So their original amount that they owed us was $2,473.61, and then they made a return of $325.51. So the total amount that they owe us in their accounts receivable is $2,148.10. Now again, they're going to take the discount, the 2% discount. This is on hardware. So we take our $2,148.10 and multiply that by 0.2%. And their hardware discount is $42.96 if you round correctly. So again, just like before, the difference between those two numbers is the total amount of cash that we receive. So we take 2,148.10 and subtract out 42.96. And we get a total of $2,105.14. Beautiful. And our last transaction is on the 22nd. It says we recorded cash and credit card sales for the week of hardware and lumber plus our sales tax. So we've done one like this before again, just like we did on the 4th. So we put the 22nd. Again, we have to type B for the check mark. And then this is TS13. So again, let's make sure we put our two sales amounts in correctly for hardware and lumber first off. So our hardware again was $4,184.94, and our lumber was $6,148.71. So just like we did before, we need to add those two numbers together. And I get a total. We need to take that times 7.5% because remember our sales tax rate is 7.5%. So we take that times 0.075 and we get total sales tax of $775.02. So just like we did before, excuse me, the total of these three is the amount of cash that we received for that transaction, and that's $11,108.67. All good there. So next up, what they recommended that we do if we follow the instructions, and I can't stress enough how important it is to follow the instructions in the correct order. So they tell us that after we've journalized the transactions, we want to post the items that are to be posted individually. So that means that we're going to start with Andrew's Homes and post the amounts that need to be posted individually. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to open up my accounts receivable ledger and go to Andrew's Homes. And as I scroll down here, we put the third. This is our cash receipt, so it's CR, and we're on page 5. And it is a credit of $12,458.95. Again, I'm just pulling that from this information right here, the accounts receivable credit for Andrew's Homes. Because accounts receivable is a debit balance, that means we need to subtract. So our new balance here is $2,356.02. Then we need to take our customer number, which is 110, and go right up here to Andrew's Homes and put our post reference number in. Our next one is estate housing. So we'll open up estate housing here. And this is on the 7th. Whoops. CR10. It is a credit of $8,415.15. And then again, we are subtracting, and if you notice here, it's going to bring the estate housing balance right down to 0. So we'll just plug 0 in, and then of course we come back up here and put 120. One thing I did accidentally forget here is remember that our for our fourth transaction on the 4th of March, there is nothing to post individually. So normally we would put a check mark. We just put the V. Anytime that we have a check mark supposedly in this new Applia, we put a V there. So just remember to do that. And our last one is for Lyle Construction. And we come in here and put the 18th. Again, CR10. Our credit amount is again for the $2,148.10. And just like before, that's going to bring their balance to 0. So we come up and put 130. And that finishes our individual posting. However, don't forget again, just like we did in the 4th transaction here, we need to put our check mark to say that that number doesn't, there isn't anything to post individually. So I'm going to pause here and head over to the second video. We'll finish totaling and then posting our amounts that need to go to our general ledger next.